What called me here? What called me here? What called me here? I will start with, who am I and why on earth am I teaching on the voice? The voice this is my domain. This is my space. And strangely, even though I've been running Moon Rising for years, I have never done a full program or mastermind on the voice until now. Everything always has to be in the right divine timing. I will never be the kind of coach or healer that presents something that I haven't personally gone through or am going through that expansion. It has to be something that truly coordinates in where I am and where we are collectively. And the right people at the right time are just magnetized to it. And then they take the journey and they expand in the ways they want to. And then we see massive transformation and crazy wild stories that people tell me of their wins and their journey. And it's beautiful. Oh, there's some really juicy comments going on. Oh my God, a lot of classical singers up in here. Tanya, I did not know that. That's amazing. So professional opera singer, one of the highest voices in the world. Very proud of that. And in addition to that, also the founder and facilitator of Moon Rising. So what the heck is Moon Rising? Moon Rising is a space where you can do the unlimited. It is a space where you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, and you matter as a person. It is a space where your soul matters more than just your mind. It is a space where we go deep. It is a space where you can expand. It is a space where if you can feel it or desire it or want it, that you can have access to all the juicy goodness that it is from the inside first. It is truly like gift to humanity. Like why I'm here is the space of the voice and the space of Moon Rising. So in Moon Rising, let me backtrack. Maybe you've had Reiki, maybe you've done tapping, maybe you've done EMDR, maybe you have done breath work or acupuncture, and those are beautiful doorways in. But they are like kindergarten to this being like elite level college. This is where you go to the root of where imbalances begin. This is where you go to the root of where trauma begins, and where you not only clear and release, but you activate the next frequency that you want to rise into. And that's why we see people have wild, crazy, beautiful shifts. Beautiful. So I'm a specialist in breakthrough. I love seeing people overcome. I love those moments of like, it's happening. I get it. I've stepped into a new stage of myself, and it happens all the time. So all to say, no matter what kind of work you've done before, when we are diving into where a pattern comes from and every single place that it ever could have originated, when we go to the root of where it truly starts, we allow ourselves to overcome and truly make changes that last. I think that's one of the things that makes it so deeply tremendous, is that with this work here, you can overcome things that you've been working on or thinking about or hoping for your entire life. And then to finally have that, and then you ask yourself, what is that worth for me? And in my own life, and in many, many, many lives of those I've worked with, invaluable. So what do? Oh, Tanya says, here to anchor in my voice deeper, steadier, using my voice for myself and others. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That is super, super clear. Self and others, I mean, absolutely, your voice should be used for you too. So we release the root and then raise the frequency. We release the root and raise the frequency. We release and then we activate. We release and then we activate. And that's also what makes this particular mastermind so interesting. In the short term, this work can be instant wins. This work can be like, oh my God, Emily, I got paid $2,000. Like I did this wild money activation last week, and people were saying all these wild, crazy things that happened in the first 24 hours. And I also, by the way, had a 24-hour win, which was a dream gig of mine in the Netherlands. I'm literally going to be singing at one of my dream venues in September. Oh my God. And that happened 24 hours after. But as amazing as the short term is, this is not about the short term. This is about the long term. This is about where am I now and where do I want to go? This is about you as all of you, you as a being, what's important to you, and helping it to be in flow. Getting out of the space of hustle, out of the space of worry, out of the space of fear. We don't have time for these things anymore because your role is important. And that's why the voice, that's why the voice, that's why the voice. Your voice and your impact are tied. So really quickly, before we get into more of the voice, because I think we're all dying to get there. What has happened for people? People have, again, changed their income. People have changed their health, toxic relationships to the love of their life, lost in career to truly working their soul purpose and making damn good money at it. And incredible, incredible, incredible changes in the voice. I mean, I've literally had a client who, in really intense anxiety, and going and showing up live was scary for her. And then after working together, she's everywhere. She's literally everywhere, fearless. That's healing the voice. So now we get to the nitty-gritty. Now we go. And also I want to say, this is such a transition time for me to be doing this with all of you personally. I think that's also important to say. I am this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful house. I am moving. So I actually want to start on a personal point. I am moving from my dream house. I am moving. This is an end of a stage, an end of an era. Why am I sharing that with you? Because for a lot of you, you're also because of the March, April timeframe, because of the astrology right now, because of everything, you're probably also in a transition. Who here is in a transition? Who here feels like they're going somewhere else that's big right now? Who here feels like I'm on the edge of something really big? I'm on the edge of something coming in. Who feels like they're going into their next stage right now? And I know, by the way, as well, I'm not the only person moving right now. I know of at least 3 or 4 other people, like at the same time. So I'm super curious if you personally are also in that closing, opening space. Who feels that? Let's actually really start here. It can be personal. It can be a personal transition. Maybe there's an old way you were. Ooh, whoever wrote that, yes, you are in the right live. Who wrote that? Someone wrote, I'm ready to share my magic with the world. I want to know who wrote that. Oh, it's so hard not to see comments. Who wrote that? Okay, I won't know, but I'll know later. Maybe if you could put your name. Who here feels like I'm on the brink of something so big and so beautiful, and maybe I've gone through, and it's not to say the past is bad. The past isn't bad. The past has taught us so much. The past has gotten us to where we are now. We love the past. Channel message. Oh, wow. What was the channel message? We love the past. We say thank you for the past. But we are moving out of something and moving into the breadth of who we are. We are anchoring into the breadth of who we are. We are anchoring into why we're here, why it matters, what we're here for. Fuck my notes right now. Like, honestly, fuck my notes. I love these comments, the ones I can finally see. Someone said, I have so much to offer, to shine, to share my gifts with the world. You are exactly the people that should be doing the voice. You are on the right live. You are in exactly the right place. So whoever wrote all that, I'm damn happy you're here. So we can't be holding back from the space of fear anymore. We can't. We can't be holding ourselves prisoner anymore. We can't be listening to the opinions of other people over our own voice anymore. We can't. Why? Because the world is changing. And our time to rise is now. Our time to rise is now. It is yesterday. It is tomorrow. It is now. I want to read all these comments, but I'm in the flow. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Keep typing. I love seeing the comments. It makes me fired up, and then I can give you an even better live. So keep typing. They're exciting for me. They're activating for me. All the times that we held ourselves back, this is not that time. So if you are feeling the space of transition, if you are feeling the space of rising, yes, this is StreamYard. It's amazing because I can be in multiple different places. It's unfortunate because I can't see your comments, but I can be in multiple places. So yes, we are on StreamYard. The globe is never going to be the same. Our world is never going to be the same. If you're in the astrology place, you know about what's going on. And mind you, I'm not an astrologer, but I'm very aware of the energy going on. So why the voice? Because that's how you leave your print on the world. That's how you leave your stamp on the world. It's not how much money you made, not where you lived. It's your voice. It's what you had to say. It's the impact you made. It's the footprint you made. It's now. It's literally it's now. So why the voice? Like, again, if we literally think about like what's happening, okay, maybe we turn a blind eye to it, etc. Like, I've got nothing against AI, but I think there's big risks to it. We are moving into a space, especially with technology, where we are hiding behind so much in our hunger for efficiency, in our hunger for hustle, in our hunger for what's the cheapest, fastest. And it's exciting because technology is changing. But what's the difference? What you have to say, your expression can never be duplicated. There is no other you. There is one you and a whole universe supporting you. And in Moon Rising, a whole group supporting you. But there's one you and one voice and one talent and one set of gifts. So wish I could know who wrote that, but thank you, keep writing. There's one you. So what do you have to say to the world? What do you have to say? Beyond, like, I think that one of the biggest things I end up doing with people, whether intentionally or not, is getting you to see that you are unbelievably capable. And those things that you go, oh, can I do it? Will it make enough money? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I can see Rachel. It's about the only one I can see. But thank you. Your voice is a pillar upon history that needs to be here. So if your voice and your purpose, if your voice is the vehicle for which your purpose, the reason you were born is here, then isn't it actually one of the most important points of our energy? Is it not maybe the most important point? I mean, it's all important. But this is what makes you different. This is what makes you heard. This is how you leave your print amongst the world. So can we all agree the voice is freaking important? And why am I running the voice now? Because I'm moving to Italy. I am moving to Italy and knocking on opera doors, on opera stages, because that is a huge avenue opening. I'm going to be so in the voice. And my joy is that whenever I rise, whenever I expand, whenever I go into a new chapter, I don't do it alone. I take you with me, because that's how we have change. We have expansion and then we expand. And by expand, I mean grow like 1000x, but what we can imagine right now. So let's go into more of the teaching bits, shall we? So your voice, on an obvious level, if you've had lots of vocal health issues, if you've oh my God, years ago, I had a really awful habit of swallowing all the time. That was a very blocked throat chakra. Maybe it's not that obvious. Maybe it's not so obvious as being muffled. And again, it's not to say that this journey, this mastermind of oh my God, I nearly didn't say that. If I haven't said that, our newest mastermind is open and it's on The Voice, and this is to kick that off. That's really important to say. That's why we're here. We're kicking it off. This is the kickoff party. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. And we'll talk more about it, but know that it's here. This is really going to be the big space where I hold and we shift in the voice and rise. So our voice, any part of our energy, not just our voice, holds all of the memories, all of the trauma, all of the things that have ever happened to us in any lifetime. It holds it. This is also why it is so different to do this kind of work versus just mindset work, for example, or just Reiki. I love Reiki, but it's quite light. This direct. So also, again, mindset. This work is on your physical body, your emotional body, and your energetic body. It's every part of you, every part. So your voice holds these patterns. Ooh, yeah. Someone said, I used to get colds and lose my voice all the time. I also used to get pain in my neck all the time. I can't remember the last time I lost my voice since doing this work with you. I have very much the same story. The way I started in this work was actually because I had a vocal health disaster, couldn't speak for 6 whole weeks, had to have vocal surgery, a thing that singers normally never talk about. My vocal cords were bleeding. It was not good. And my vocal health was a mess. And like you, I would have a lot of pain in the left side of my neck. I haven't had any issue since doing this work. None. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So again, that's one of the ways you can recognize if you have a lot of physical issues with, let's say bronchitis, or if you have the common cold all the time, it's because there's some kind of block or a series of things that could use release in your heart chakra and in your throat. So Tanya said, I lost my voice for 6 weeks. It's because I couldn't speak my truth. So we're getting this. And I know some of you have much more experience with this and have been with me for much longer, but I want everybody to be on the same page. So if I'm saying something or we're saying something and you're I don't know what you mean, please just holler. Don't be shy. There's always people who watch my lives that kind of lurk and don't say anything. I would so much rather you comment. Tanya said, the moment I communicated my truth, boom, the next day my voice came back. Pretty accurate. Pretty dang accurate. So I want to talk about some of the things that block your voice. And again, it may not be as extreme as having a literal vocal health issue that we obviously can't ignore. It might be instead that your ideas get overlooked. We can't have that happen. Your ideas are too important. It might be that something you do, or a splash you try to make, or an effort in your career, or oh my God, in relationships, perhaps you're just not received as much as you'd like to be. Maybe it's kind of you're from Mars and they're from Venus, or in your friendships, you feel like you don't belong. Oh my God, there's so many people with the outcast karmic pattern and the black sheep karmic pattern. We will be clearing that in this program. Oh my God, yes. So when you shift these, your voice gets stronger. Your chakra, your energy point gets clearer. And thus, you literally create more impact. You become more heard. People receive you more. And it's wild if you're used to people not getting you, and then suddenly they're I completely receive you. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So what are some things that block the voice? Some of you already said some of it. If we're not speaking in our truth, and this is, believe it or not, this is harder for people than they think. Sometimes we want to be in our truth, but being in our truth feels terrifying, or we're not quite sure what our truth is, or we're so disconnected, or we're somewhat disconnected that we can't quite hear our inner voice. If you've been heavily stifled, again, it might not be in this lifetime, but in energy, if you've been heavily stifled or suppressed, if your boundaries have been crossed repeatedly, probably everybody at some point, then our inner voice becomes harder to hear. But your inner voice is your best friend. Your best friend. And I say that because, for example, it is my inner voice that told me, start moon rising. It is the inner voice that told me, move to Germany, move to England. And now, oh my God, move all your things and move to Italy. I don't have to understand it, but my inner voice and intuition said yes. Yeah. Who wrote that? I want to know who wrote that. If you've been in the opera industry or in conservatories, yeah, I'm really, really happy that there are some other people from the opera world here, because it's not set up in our favor. It's not. So with that, if you are constantly told you're wrong, change this about yourself. If you're constantly facing judgment, maybe from a conservatory, maybe from parents, maybe from school, if people are constantly, if you feel like your wisdom, that's what I really want to make so clear, that the voice, as we're talking about here, is not exclusively how I sing and make sound or how I physically sound. No. It's our ideas. I think we're clear on that. Yeah. So if there's constantly been judgment or ridicule, it is near impossible for your voice to freely be heard, for your ideas to freely be heard, unless you do a lot of clearing on it. So you're probably like, okay, that sounds great, but how do I do it? How? And then I get to more things. Someone said, I've spent years trying to undo the psychological damage from a vocal injury and surgery and the opera mindset of needing to fit my voice into an exact and perfect mold that might not actually be my own genuine voice. So this super resonates with me. Oh my God, who wrote that? Yeah, exactly. Because guess what voice matters? Carrie, guess what voice matters? Not the voice they tell you to have, not the ideas they tell you to have, not the way you've been told to be, or in the business world, told to pitch, told to whatever it is. Not the things you've been told to do, not the way you've been told to fit. None of that actually freaking matters. What matters is your voice, your unique voice, your unique print upon the world, upon humanity. Because isn't that why you're here? Isn't that the number one reason that you are here? So, all to say, none of us are born randomly. We actively chose to come here. And we actively chose to come here at a very potent time in history. Okay, can we just think about that for a second? So that means we chose that our voice has a huge role upon what's happening in this world. So doesn't that mean it's everything for us to rise in our voice? Yes. So how do we change it? What happens? We literally, so this is just how I operate, how I think. I see, hear, feel, know. I'm a medium, intuitive, I see patterns. I think in patterns. I think in groups. So for example, you can literally, from your throat chakra, through the work we would do if you were to join Dream Life for the Voice, we can clear judgment. We can clear stifled. We can clear repression. Ooh. We can clear anytime there's been animosity, is what I just heard for somebody. Animosity wrapped up in our voice. We can clear mistrust, distrust. What about all those things that we doubted? What we wanted because we thought we wanted was, we didn't think it was possible. That doubt actually keeps you quiet. But we can clear that doubt from the voice. Resistance. We can clear any time we did not speak in our truth. And by the way, there was another time I lost my voice when someone was, I'm just thinking I had a very similar situation to whoever said that, where I had to be in my truth and I just couldn't get myself to say it because I didn't want to hurt anybody. But if we're not in our truth is needed. Our truth matters. It's okay if your truth is not someone else's truth. So we can clear repression. We can clear distrust. We can clear every single time that someone told us we were wrong for being ourselves. And when you do, when you clear all those patterns, when you clear them, because my friends, it's never just one pattern, two patterns. Oh, no. It is in a single subject, there are hundreds. But when you clear a cluster of them, and for example, maybe we'll clear 1 to 2 and activate tonight. I don't know. I think we're just going to probably activate. We'll see. But in a program or a mastermind in Dream Life 4, the voice, which again is now open. And oh my gosh, I just want to say the first 4 people that trust their voice and trust the expansion of this mastermind and trust that universe will support them in taking it can also get not only 10% off, but a free one-on-one with me where we personally will clear. And thank you. It is the throat chakra color. I couldn't help it. We will personally clear and activate your voice. So it's a damn good time to be here. Oh my God, that was an excessive amount of beet juice. Side note, if you were ever in clear, I was obsessively drinking beet juice all the time because it grounds you. London is having words. Anyway, where were we? So what happens? We clear a cluster. We clear a web of a certain subject. If it's judgment, we clear not only judgment, but all the things that come with judgment, how we perceive ourselves, our fears, our beliefs, the time that someone judged us, the time that we perceived that we were judged, the time that we felt, for say, judgment when we were born, the time, etc. When you clear enough of a specific web, what happens? It means that 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months later, whenever, if I ask you, do you still feel like there is judgment when it comes to you speaking up? You would say, in about 99% of cases, no. It's like a folder that deletes. It's like space. It's like lightness. And if you haven't experienced it before, and if this is your first time here with me discussing this, then I'm so freaking blessed that you are here, because this is the beginning of so much. And if I had this information, if not even information, again, it's great to learn about this. I'm teaching about this, but if you feel it, you'll know. If I had this in my younger 20s, my world would have been different. But we meet it when we're ready. And you found yourself at this live for a reason. You found yourself here for a reason. So let us trust that. So let's say we clear judgment. Let's say that folder goes delete. What happens? Then something happens in our life as a lesson. Something comes up at some point. And we realize, previously in this circumstance, I would have felt like, and then instead you show up differently. And what happens? The better it gets, the better it gets. The better it gets, the better it gets. So what's another thing to talk about? Trusting your ideas, creating impact. We talked about truth. My God, trusting ourselves, truly trusting ourselves, trusting what we have to say, crucial. Does anyone relate to that? Does anyone feel like it's sometimes difficult to trust their opinion, that they have to get a second opinion, a third opinion, a fifth opinion? And if I think about this in this moment, once upon a time, that was totally me. I had to ask everybody and their mother in order to trust that it was a good idea. And now it's like, hey team, I want to do this wild thing. And they're like, oh my God, here she goes again. Someone said trust is hard. Talk to me. Woo! Talk to me. Trust is hard. In what way? Self-trust is hard or trusting others? The thing is, trust gets a bit, I'm not going to say broken, but it gets hurt or damaged, hurt, when a moment happens that we go, oh, self, you were wrong. So I can't trust myself. But when that happens, you actually cut yourself off from a deep, deep, deep piece of you. Someone just said it gets lodged in their throat. Makes perfect sense. Oh my God. And that's another thing. Like, because you will feel, even if it's not like a cold, you will feel throat pain sometimes. I didn't always feel throat pain until I did this work. It wasn't anything like that. But like, yeah, that distrust versus trust. If we have had distrust with ourselves, okay, example, if we've crossed our own boundaries, there's a whole class in this mastermind on boundaries. If we have crossed our own boundaries, especially repeatedly, if we have not listened to our yes or our no, and more so, if we don't know how to find our yes and our no, if we don't really know, oh, this is okay, this is a bit sensitive, but we've got to go here. Someone said sinuses, phlegm, jaw pain, ear issues. Whoever said that, oh my God, throat clearing, voice clearing would be life-changing for you. Because all of that is just a physical manifestation of the emotions that are stuck. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's just that your body shows you. But sometimes we don't know what we want. Sometimes we don't know what we're feeling. Sometimes we don't know if someone suggests sometimes it happens so fast that we don't know. We get caught up in it. Like, let's say relationships, we get caught up in it. But in that moment, when you didn't trust the self, when you didn't listen to your own voice, if you cross what the self actually wants, you get further and further and further from that trust. So don't worry, there's something we can do. But I just want to make you aware of where these things come from. And those things, again, keep our voice smaller than it needs to be. And again, if you're a singer, it has jack shit to really do with how big is my voice, which is a big thing in opera. Has nothing to do with that. I mean, it might make it literally bigger, but it's not about that. It's about, again, be in the world be in your voice so the world can hear you. It's 11:11, by the way. So the world can hear you. Because your purpose is too important for it to just be in a 4x4 box. And even if you never work with me, please don't forget that. You are not made for a 4x4 box. You are made for the globe. You are made for the globe. So I can, on these free lives, I can inspire you. I can help you to think about it, all those things. But the way I can really help you, the way you can help yourself, is doing these masterminds and programs. And you might go, but Emily, that's not why I'm here. But we're here to expand. You want change? That's how. That's how, because we will do so much clearing and activation in those classes that you will step out of that mastermind a whole new level. And oh my God, I'm excited. Someone said, yes, and the world is so much bigger than opera. You are made for it all. That was probably written by an opera singer. I'm so curious how many singers are here on this night. Probably a lot. Cool. So what happens? You clear, okay, are we on the same page? We clear the patterns. We clear the karmic patterns. We clear, and again, you don't have to, again, understand it. You don't have to like memorize it, nothing like that. That's literally my job. And you're also going, Emily, how? I think someone's feeling that. So I want to address this. I stumbled upon this work. I didn't mean to go into this work. I had no clue I was a healer. Are you kidding? I thought I was just a singer. I thought I was an opera singer only. Boy, was I wrong. And then what happened? At a horrible time of my life when everything was falling apart. And I said, I want to be strong. AKA, I said, I want change. So ask yourself in this moment, have you recently, not recently, at some point said to yourself, I want to go further. I want change. If you have, you manifested this moment. Or you manifested me, or you manifested Moon Rising, because that's what it's here for. So anyway, I met a healer and introduced me to this work. I tried this work and I was so skeptical and so resistant. And then it ended up being the single biggest, most important thing that ever happened in my life next to singing, because consistently clearing and activating has opened, like, I would still be in Boston. I would still be silencing myself. I'd still be having unhealthy relationships. I'd still not be making money, like all these things. And instead, $1 million home, move in Italy, trust my own voice, rock solid, super fucking solid in my boundaries, have shut down so many men that were not up to my standards powerfully, when years ago I could have never done that, but have also attracted soulmates as opposed to karmic men, and have had people treat me like a goddess. But I get to choose. You get to choose exactly what you want. And in career, barely known, international. Tiny business, no business background, multi-six-figure business, literally right now, writing the executive summaries for $159 million business. Like, that was not luck, that was healing. That was healing. So my question for you is, what does my life look like? What do I feel like? How can things shift for me if I actually really, what if I go in? What if I clear my patterns? What if I clear the ancestral patterns? How far can I go? What's it feel like to be liberated? What's it feel like not to worry about someone else judging me? What will I do or create? Or what opportunity will I attract if I go there? What does my life look like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year from now, if I dedicate to clearing and activation now? Just take a minute and imagine. What could it be like? Whoa. What? Just want to say I'm nowhere near a remote and the TV just turned on. What? Okay. God has words. So what could it be like? What could it be like? What's possible for you? And the answer is everything. So it's 46 minutes. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to do a little visualization of that. And then we're going to do some energy work. And I don't know if it's going to be clearing or activation. And then we're going to talk about the program. And then we're going to call it a night. And I'm going to hope that those who are ready for their next level of expansion, who choose themselves and to know, yeah, I'm ready to grow. Yeah, I'm ready to be my best self. That you don't give it a moment's worry, a moment of head, mind hesitation, that you go, if this is right for me, I'm going to do it. Someone said being on TV. I just really think that's wild. That's so wild. Okay. So close your eyes. I can't see you, but I'm hoping you're doing it. And maybe prepare that you might make some noise. So if you're not in a space where you can make some noise, maybe shut the door. Give yourself some privacy. Close your eyes. Deep inhale. Exhale. Into the ground, into the ground, into the ground. Into the sacral, into the root. Inhale from the earth. Into the ground. Anchoring, 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 anchoring. Inhale from the earth. Exhale, opening your upper chakras, Sending this energy into the sky, being a channel if you wish, being clear, being clear, being clear. Calling upon my benevolent archangels, loved ones, and guides. Calling upon my benevolent archangels, loved ones, and guides. Calling upon God. You can call on whomever you feel comfortable. It could also be no one. Calling upon Archangel Michael to be with us at this time. May we be guided. May I be a clear and perfect channel for all of you at 11:18 p.m. Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Keeping your eyes closed. It's going to start with a channel, then it will go somewhere. And what I hear is keeping the eyes closed, because this whole thing's an experience. So allow yourself to really be in the experience. Close your eyes, let go. Allow yourself to meditate and receive. I receive, I receive, I receive. Inhale. Exhale. Enough is enough. It's time I stop putting myself aside. It's time I listen more deeply to what I have to say. I'm right, you say. I'm right. And I breathe in more air. But yet the air doesn't always feel like it's enough. Sometimes the air feels exciting, and sometimes it feels a bit, there's more for me. There's more for me. There's more for me. There's more for me. My frequency is ready to rise. My frequency is ready to expand. I didn't come here for simplicity or being small or easy. But it does get to be easy. When I'm in alignment with my truest authentic being, it is easy. I've overcome so much. I've seen so much. And sometimes I stop myself. But sometimes I go all the way in. And in this next chapter, my breath carries me. My breath carries me. My voice carries me. In this next chapter, it's about you. It's about you, not maybe for many chapters it's been about everybody else. This next chapter is about you, dear one. This next chapter is about you. You, just you. What you want, what you desire, what you crave, why you're here. It doesn't have to be tiring. It doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be lonely. It doesn't always have to feel so lonely. Because you are made of light, and you are amongst so many, so many, so many. Do not be distracted by those who are not uplifting you. Do not be distracted by those that feel like labor, by the things that feel like labor. Do not be distracted by the I should, I have to. Let us come back into our voice. Let us ignite our voice. We are not made here to be stopped. We are not made here to be stopped. We are not made here to be silent. That is that. Asking Source what they want us to do next. Are we releasing or activating? Both. But before we do, can you take a moment? This is an invitation to take a moment. This is an invitation to take a moment. Forget what the past has taught you. And I want you to see a very clear picture of what does it look like if I really do the healing work? What does it look like if I release the mountains of the things that I hold? What does it look like if I'm truly in my most authentic form? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What changes? But most of all, how do you feel in it? Is it expanded? Is it limitless? What does it feel like? Filling your lungs with air. Exhale. Filling your lungs with air. Exhale. I identify with my truest authentic form, my divine nature, which is beyond all form, and I shine brightly and radiantly, filling myself with love, filling myself with light, pink light, filling myself with love, filling myself with kindness, radiance, kindness, radiance, kindness and radiance, kindness and radiance. And I ask to release the following and activate the following out of all past, present, parallel, future timelines. I abide in my most authentic self. I align with my most authentic self. I shine brightly and radiantly for who I truly am. The brightness I truly am, and damn am I bright, damn am I bright, damn I am bright. And Source is cheeky, they're like, have you met me? It's crystal clear, it's crystal clear, it's crystal clear. So we asked to release one small layer, which is repressed ideas. Inhale, exhale. Out of all timelines, I asked to release repressed ideas. Out of all timelines, I asked to release anytime I forfeited what I wanted because I didn't think I could have it. I released repressed ideas and repressed dreams and repressed hopes and repressed voice. I released repressed ideas. I release anytime I repressed myself with these ideas. And there's sadness in this for somebody. No shock. I release repressed ideas out of all places, spaces, and time. And perhaps one of those comes to mind. And if it does, tell them it is not forgotten. 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 I release all fragments of stopping myself when I'm on the brink of a masterpiece. Woo! I release all fragments of stopping myself when I'm on the brink of a big change. I release all self-imposed limitations, holding myself back when I'm almost there and then I come to a screeching halt. I release this. Inhale, exhale. Woo! Letting this go, 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 letting this go. I stop fighting myself. I release my patterns of fighting myself or holding myself back. I release my patterns of fighting myself or holding myself back. This is much deeper than that. I can feel it. It's tied to the word tyranny. Woo! I release fighting myself or holding myself back. I don't have to hold myself back. What if I don't hold myself back? What if I sprint through the gate? What if I sprint through the gate? What if I'm powerfully me? So let's go into the activation piece, shall we? And I might have you sing. Probably will, because that's what I promised. Keeping your eyes closed, keeping yourself present, keeping yourself present. I hear my own voice. I hear my own voice. I hear my own voice like a true hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Keep your breath moving. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Please sing with me if you can, or speak it. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Speaking to yourself, outside of yourself to yourself. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. I hear what you have to say. I hear why you are here. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Deep breath in. Exhale through the throat. I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. This part, maybe just listen. I harness all parts of me, I bring myself back. I harness all parts of me, I bring myself into listening, into listening, into listening to my body, listening to my body, listening to my thoughts, honoring my thoughts, honoring my thoughts, honoring my thoughts, honoring my voice, saying thank you for guiding me. This is about me. This is about me. This is about you. This is about what you have to say. What do you have to say upon the world? What do you have to say upon the world? I hear you. And what I'm hearing, whoever it's for, that you send an apology of deep love, of deep compassion to a time that you didn't listen to yourself. To a time that I did not listen to myself. I send with deep love. I am sorry. I love you. I will listen now. Sending light blue light from you to that memory. Sending light pink light from you to that memory. Sending unconditional love from you to that memory. Seeing them feel heard. Seeing them feel heard. Coming back, but don't open your eyes. I activate my inner clarity. I activate my inner clarity. I activate my inner clarity. I activate listening to what I actually want. I give myself permission. Enough is enough. I listen to myself. I respect my own inner voice so much. I say thank you for the first time. I say thank you. I say thank you. I say thank you. I say love you. I love you. I love you. Your ideas are gold. And when it comes to love, You are a gold mine. You are a gift. 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 And I cherish you, self. I cherish you, self. I activate my inner listening to myself. I activate listening to my own voice. Bringing in this light blue light that goes all the way up to the top of our crown, all the way down. Exhale. Into the earth, all the way up. And in this moment, ask yourself, what do you want me to know? I'm listening. And I'll give you a moment. When you're ready, come back into your body, closing the space, closing the space, closing the space. And when you're ready, write, type, type, type. That went so differently than I thought it was going to go. Type. Type what you heard. Type what your inner voice said. Type what you heard. And type how you feel now that you're a little bit more connected to your voice in 10 minutes. How do you feel? How was that experience for you? That was like the short, baby, tiny, 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 tiny version of a small glimpse at 11:30 p.m. But type, 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 type. How was it for you? What did you hear? What happened? If you are dizzy, ground. Inhale from the earth. Exhale into the ground. Exhale, exhale, exhale. If you're dizzy, you need to anchor. If you're dizzy, you need to anchor. Also, another way to help if you get unanchored is to kind of like focus on the base of your spine and hum perhaps a really low tone, like and point your energy down. Asking the space to be clear, asking the space to be clear, asking the space to be clear, asking the space to be clear. You can also put your hands on the ground, You really realize that you're back. You can also put your hands, I want to read your comments, but I really want to address that. Put your hands at the base of your lower back. Inhale into that. And exhale into the ground. If you're not used to doing energy work, it is incredibly important to ground because occasionally dizziness can happen. It's pretty rare, but it does happen. And it's because we moved some big things, even in 10 minutes. So you want to ground yourself. You want to take maybe like a salt bath or like a salt shower, like sea salt, and make sure you're eating things that are grounding, such as, for example, beet juice or like potatoes, chocolate. How was that experience for you? How was that experience for you? Yes, put your feet in the ground for sure. There are amazing, I can't see who wrote that, but someone said they're seriously considering joining. Trust your gut. It literally cannot be wrong. That was like 10 minutes. This will be 8 classes, and 8 classes times 60 to 90 minutes. Can you imagine where you'll be by July? Whole new. Someone said like how you feel after just one massage when you have a really, really big knot that needed several sessions. It is not meant in this moment to be the whole picture. It can't be. That has to be saved for a sacred program or mastermind. It just does. But I hope it gives you a tiny baby glimpse. There is a specific link. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Yes, 1 second. I only sigh because it's late and my team is not around. Okay. So what's the link? Wherever I wrote this, you will see in the top description, you will see a link and you will also see a discount code. If you cannot find it, DM me and I will give it to you. No problem at all. Oh, Gwen said she was momming during this and her 3-year-old said, I love you at the end. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So understandably, I want to talk about the mastermind for about 5 minutes, and then I promise I will send you on your way and thank you for spending the time with me, and then I will joyfully pack the end of my house, which is wild. But okay, so first of all, if we haven't done a program before or a mastermind, we have no idea, right? But if you feel drawn to this, if you felt something from this, if you can imagine what it could potentially be like to fully be free in your voice and how that would impact your life, your relationships, your career, your money, your impact. If you feel drawn to this and expanded when you think about this, if you feel drawn to the work that I do, oh my God, do not hold back and just dive in with us. Dive in with us. The people that have done live programs, the changes I have seen have been bananas. So you have 10% off for all through, I think it's all through tonight. No, sorry. Until midnight tonight EST, you have 10% off. And the first 4 people today that join get a bonus 30-minute one-on-one. That's insane because that's nearly $1,000 on its own that you get free. And also you get the platform for 3 months. If you're already in the platform and you want to join, please DM me. Okay? Please DM me. If you're on the fence and can't quite make the decision, please DM me. But what did we just do? It was about hearing ourselves. Let this be a beautiful moment to practice that. So I want to share what the classes are, okay? Because the link unfortunately doesn't list the classes. We just changed the link and the classes are missing. So I will share the classes now. And yeah, I will share the classes now. You are welcome. How do I do this? Share screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen? I hope. So let's just get into some logistics. Again, it's amazing that we just had a short-term amazing experience, but this is about the long term. This is about you come late summer. This is about you 6 months from now. This is about you a year from now. This is about you for the rest of your life. The clearing work you do now will literally impact the rest of your life. And what unfortunately happens a lot of the time is that a person will kind of go in their fear and go, okay, well, Emily, can I just do it again later? The opportunity to do this live once happens once. There's literally only one moment where this happens like this, in this exact energy with, again, me being in the point I am with Italy and everything that is with the doorway. And like this moment is a once in a lifetime moment. And when I tell you that, like, in the past, again, like this is our 14th program / mastermind, 14th. And there are people all the way back that are like, oh my God, I wish I did clear when it was live. We never do the same thing live twice. It is just not what I believe in. I believe in you're here now, we're present now, and the moment lasts forever when we make those decisions now. So classes, firstly, when does it start? What happens is just after the midpoint of April, we will start this. And just before then, so like the second week of April, we will have a private Facebook group. We will do a poll. We will take everyone's availability. And then I will intuitively, with that, make the schedule. So it will be over about 3 months, maybe more like 3.5 months, because I do not want it to feel rushed or condensed. I will absolutely ensure, and play the way, if you have questions when I'm talking through this, please ask them. I will absolutely ensure that this is something that you can do no matter how busy you are. That's really important to me, also because I will also be quite busy. It has to be something that can fit in our lives, and that you know confidently, even when I'm doing deep clearing work, I will be supported. It will not topple me over. And also to say, in a live program, you have live support. You have Gwendolyn who will be supporting you. And oh my God, there's nobody that knows this work more than Gwendolyn. She's my right-hand woman. She's done so many programs. I don't even know how many. If you see this, Gwen, right, maybe type like over 6, 8, I don't even know. A ridiculous amount of this work with me. And there's nothing that she can't answer. And you are in very good hands. And as well, I do support when I can. So it's set up on purpose to be every other class. So we're clearing, we're activating. We're clearing, we're activating. We're clearing, we're activating. We're clearing, we're activating. And by that, I mean we're releasing, we're adding in. So if we're clearing deep vocal suppression from like the details of your exes, the details of your family, your ideas, your ancestors. If you know the slightest bit about your ancestral history, that might really interest you. We're going to clear that in a class. And then what's going to happen is you're going to feel a lightness like you've never heard or felt. I love I said heard, but I meant to say felt. And then after that integration time, we're going to do this. And I didn't get to this today. I'm so sorry. We didn't do the singing lesson style because it's 11:45 and I forgot because we were so in the flow. But it'll be the first time ever that I'm doing activations where I'm also teaching you how to sing. And that's a big deal. We're going to be bringing light into your voice. So if we're getting rid of I am not heard, we're going to activate I hear, I am heard. And I don't just mean in a small way. Again, get rid of the 4x4. This is about I am heard by myself, by the world, by everybody. So we're activating the frequency of I'm heard. And if you're holding the frequency, what happens? You embody it. You hold the frequency, you embody it, it changes. You change, the world changes. You change, the world changes. You change, the world changes. That's just the rule. That's just how it goes. So I will also be teaching you how to sing in small ways there. It's got nothing to do with actually like vocal technique. It has everything to do with energy, but it feels like it's nice to mix that, which I've never done with my clients. So this would be cool. Clearing crossed boundaries, clearing black sheep, outcast, misunderstood. There is so much we can do with this. I also want to say that this is not like we're just doing 4 karmic patterns. Oh my God, no. Historically in like program level side classes or masterminds, I historically clear more like 40 to 100, but I will always read the room. It will never be more than we can handle. And it will also be crafted to you. It'll be crafted to you. And I mean that by like, whoever this final group is exactly the people that are meant to be in it for this beautiful chapter that never happens again. And your energy actually becomes a part of it. So like, let's say Sally brings in something to do with the voice, and then Mark brings in something. Mark will benefit from Sally's energy, etc. Like literally you craft it. I just read it and clear it. So then we're activating, I speak my authentic truth. I'm not going to talk through all of them because obviously you can read it, but can I just say how big this one's going to be? Huge. I am free. If you have ever felt like you had to be stifled, or like that you had to hold yourself back, or fear of being enough, or any of those things, like this is the space to massively, 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 massively change that. Massively. So, are there any questions? Are there any questions? Another logistical thing. This is the shortest open and close I've ever done of a mastermind. It's itty bitty. Unfortunately / fortunately. So actually, you know what? This is a good thing. It means that we have to trust our own choices. We have to, because it is only available from today to the 31st to enter. After that, it is closed, and those people are the people that are in. Both logically, logistically, because once I'm traveling over in Italy, I won't be able to do that. And also, I like that we potently have to make that decision. I like that we have to trust ourselves, which means we have to trust, no, I do not want to work on myself. No, I do not want to expand. No, I do not want more. Or, yeah, I really actually do. And when I say your energy will lead you. So if you feel attracted to it, if you feel drawn to it, it's probably exactly what you need. Historically, if you're intuitively pulled, the moment you sign up, the moment it already starts to change. I've got so many stories of that. Oh my God, yay, Candida, yay! Woo! Amazing. So Candida has officially taken the first of those 4 today. So congrats, Candida. That means that Candida gets a free 30-minute one-on-one with me, which again is worth nearly $1,000. And you can also, you may have noticed, you can choose the level you work with me. You can choose, I want to do group only, or I want to do group plus a 90-minute one-on-one. You can choose. And I don't mean this in a brag way space. This may literally be the best decision, the most important decision you've made all year. Like, you will not leave the same. I promise that. I promise that. I promise that. It's not possible. So if you want to join Candida and the 5 others that have joined before, and that, by the way, that's the feeling. When you feel drawn to something, when you feel drawn to change and you go, fuck it, I'm going to trust myself and jump. It's elating, because from that moment, you can feel where you are going. And when I tell you the place that we're going to go with this, again, maybe I didn't say this. This is totally taught from Italy too. This is going to be beautiful. And I cannot freaking wait to work with those that do this. I cannot wait. So if you want to join Candida, there are 3 more special spots of the night that if you join tonight, you can have not only that 10% off, but also a 30-minute one-on-one guaranteed, not a raffle, actually freaking guaranteed. And anyone that joins tonight gets 10% off as a gift for trusting yourself. So here's my promise. I am in the middle of the world's biggest move, but you and your decisions are so important to me. Number 1, please trust yourself. We did a whole thing on that. But if you are on the fence and there is some question coming up about how this is for you, and you want to ask me, I am there for you. So if that is you, be in my DMs, but you've got 30 minutes because it's 11:52 p.m. Okay? So please trust yourself. Because if I think about every single change that I've ever seen people make, those that make that leap, they are supported. The money comes back, but the change, it's not just this life, it's every life. Confirmation. I love you all. I so hope to work with you. Congrats to Candida. Congrats to the other 5 that are here. And I hope to work with you. And you, Medi, I see you. All right. So much love. This is going to be a really, really, really special mastermind. Thank you for spending tonight with me. Mwah. Bye.